We know that lawmakers were briefed on a meeting that Director Comey, former Director Comey, had with Loretta Lynch, where he confronted her, not just about the tarmac, but about a sensitive piece of communication. It was a piece of communication between two political figures that basically alluded to the fact that Loretta Lynch was going to put the kibosh on any type of investigation against Hillary Clinton. And when he confronted her with that piece of evidence, she basically stared at him, and there was a long period, as he described it to lawmakers, a long period of steely silence. I thought that was really telling. Steely silence. And then she looked up at him and she asked him if there was nothing more he needed to say, then he should turn around and leave the office.
That's Sarah Carter with the website Circa. She's reporting that James Comey, again, had evidence that Loretta Lynch was protecting Hillary Clinton. Joining me now, Judicial Watch President Tom Fitton. If this is true, why hasn't anyone looked into this?
Well, we're looking into it. We asked for records. In fact, we're going to be getting records from the Justice Department about the Lynch tarmac meeting and related documents in the next month or two. So the documents are going to be coming out. I don't know if this email is going to come out, but there's an IG investigation looking into it. And frankly, if I were the president, I would order the Justice Department to do an audit of the Clinton investigations and how it was handled. So there's a second independent look at how that case was handled to see if it needs to be reinvestigated or reopened or reinvigorated.
So there's this alleged exchange of sensitive information involving two political figures. Comey shows it to Lynch, and then the tarmac meeting with Bill Clinton, and then Comey has that extraordinary press conference saying, you know, we can't prove intent with Hillary Clinton's emails, so we're going to exonerate her. I mean, there should be a special counsel on this, don't you think?
Yeah, well, assuming one is needed, I think the Justice Department should just do a straightforward investigation as to what went on there.
What do you think went on?
I think Mr. Comey is telling the truth when he saw the Justice Department had it wired, and so he was going to make his own decision, which was improper too, and he helped cover for them. But I don't think there was a serious investigation or a serious it was never a serious prospect from the Justice Department in retrospect that despite what the law and the facts were, that there was going to be a prosecution.
Right. There was no grand jury. There was no grand jury. There was no subpoenas. You know, Cheryl Mills, there was problems with her testimony, right?
There was a grand jury. There was a grand jury. There were subpoenas issued. But you had these immunity agreements passed out.
That's the point.
You had Mr. Comey repeatedly misstate the law on the handling classified material. You had even the Attorney General, after she met with Bill Clinton, said that meeting cast a cloud over the investigation, yet she didn't recuse herself from the investigation as Sessions did. I think there needs to be an honest second look at how that investigation was handled, because still there needs to be justice for what Mrs. Clinton did, and it wasn't possible. It's clear. Mr. Comey said, and I think this is the headline from his recent testimony in these reports, is that the Clinton-Lynch meeting was just the tip of the iceberg when it came to the Justice Department inability to fairly investigate Mrs. Clinton in a fair way.
Even Democrats like Senator Dianne Feinstein saying Comey's discussion with Loretta Lynch is troubling, right? She's saying it makes her queasy, too.
Yeah, you know, and to be fair to Ms. Lynch, you know, the FBI director comes in assuming the account is accurate, and there's this accusation that she was going to put the kibosh, and maybe she was just really angry at having her ethics questioned and told him to get the heck out of the office. So, but that's why Ms. Lynch should testify, and Mr. Comey should testify, and Bill Clinton should testify.
All right, we got to go. But the idea of the grand jury, it was really about the BlackBerry service providers at the tail end. It wasn't like a big impaneled grand jury into Hillary, right, Tom? Quickly.
You're right. There was a grand jury subpoenas that got documents. No one went to 4 grand juries and testified, as best we can tell.
Got it. Tom Fitton, you're terrific. Come back soon.